What up? What's up, Jason? Y'all miss me today? Someone just invited me to co-host. That's weird. What up, y'all? Been waiting. I'm sorry. Yeah, I woke up this morning. You guys, I don't know if y'all saw. I picked up a little packy wacky of cloves, and I may have had a few little tiny smoky treats last night, like nicotine. And I woke up with a fucking huge headache. Huge headache. Larry's on his shit again. Doctors, he escaped again. Larry's out here. Yeah, we went on that adventure. Yeah. Yeah, so I woke up a little headache. I literally just woke up. I went out this morning. This morning, I mean 1 or 2 p.m. and I took Pickles to like downtown. Walked around, got some coffee, got a little breakfast, came back, and then I went right back to sleep. And here I am. Here we are. Oh, Larry. Oh, Larry's at it again. Larry's that crazy uncle that you that corners you in Thanksgiving and tells you the earth is flat. It's hilarious. You didn't like Pickles mixed with any riffraff? No, Pickles stayed out of trouble. Pickles stayed out of trouble. What's up, Nicole? What up, Kayla? I'm going to make some coffee really quick. While I make coffee, I dare you guys to tap the screen. Let me grab some coffee. Let's see how bad my apartment is. Oh man, hold on. Someone take Larry's phone back. All right, 1 sec, y'all. I'm gonna let y'all watch me make some coffee. All right, right back. What it do? What it do? Joseph says nice basement. Thanks, bro. It's pretty sick, huh? Did Trump collapse on stage today? I can Google that. Yeah, it's a little studio. I don't know. Let me Google that one. I don't have my keyboard available yet. Hold on. Oh gosh, guys, my brain's still waking up. Give me a sec. Give me just a sec, guys. I gotta show off my money makers. Gotta give you all the beefcake, all the stuff. Ben, you care. You care. Believe me. I don't got I don't got tickets. What's up, Char Char? Ben says nobody cares. Nothing says nobody cares like spamming nobody cares. Insulta says, thank God I can fall asleep now listening to this. Appreciate you, man. Anytime. Anytime. Um if you're on YouTube, don't forget to tap the thumbs up. Give me some love. Give me some algo love. What did I walk into? I'm about to finish making some coffee, y'all. One sec. One sec. I'm here, y'all. Sorry, guys. One sec. One sec, y'all. Gotta make some coffee. I know it's 7 p.m., but for me it's coffee time. Sweet, sweet nectar. All right, let's fucking party. Let's fucking rage chat. I'd like some coffee too, please. Oh man, you got it. Oh, let me get the top. We are debating. How can you afford the coffee? He said it was going to be too expensive to buy with the tariffs and all. That's not what we say. Tax, and you guys are the ones that say that tariffs or taxes are too expensive. Can we debate smart people tonight? Guys, I can't make promises like that. But guess I better come up, fight the good fight. Um, chat. Do you like your coffee black or do you like your coffee with cream or cream and sugar? Do smart MAGA exist? They do. They just don't know anything about politics. Black and just with cream. I just do straight black. I thought you stopped smoking. I did. I did, but I also I stop all the time. Someone says I'm MAGA. Let's do it. Hello?
Yeah, what's up?
What's up? What do you like about Trump?
Uh, he's the perfect FU I can send to the government. Why don't you like him?
I think he's the perfect FU to send to the majority of the United States, like
Oh,
the
what's he
lower
doing
middle
that's gonna hurt
class.
us? What's he doing that's gonna hurt us as people? Do you have a? Are you in poverty or are you above poverty rate?
I'm above poverty.
Okay, so what are the Democrats gonna do for you?
Uh, so Kamala was actually going to do a tax plan that was supposed to be benefiting the bottom half and the middle of the economy. And I'll show you a little graph that'll help you out.
Oh yeah,
But yeah,
yeah.
complete
She's
opposite
got
of what Trump was going to do.
yeah. She's gonna propose a 28% unrealized gain tax. What else was she? What else is she gonna do? Raise the corporate tax. Oh, those things sound good. What's she's gonna do with that money?
Reduce the deficit. So
Reduce the
this is
deficit on the budget.
yeah.
You
Here's
think the Democrats are going to? Who told you that?
We are the only ones who'd reduce the deficit. Did you know that?
Y'all would never. No, who told you she's going to fund more programs? Y'all want universal health care. That's going to cost $2 to $4 trillion a year.
Here you go, Kevin. Let me
You're
show you
talking
real
about
quick.
reducing the budget. You want universal health care.
I'll back that up too, real quick. Just let me show you this.
Back it up for me. Yeah.
Okay, so you see this yellow, the yellow on this graph? This is Trump. On the left is the poorest, on the right is the richest. Trump is effectively increasing taxes on the poorest people and decreasing them on the richest. And Kamala was doing the exact opposite. This is what the Institute of Taxation and Economic Policy says about Trump versus Kamala's tax plans.
Which I don't know. Trump's going to help me the most because he's cutting taxes on overtime work. So I'm about to get a ton of money back.
Okay, so and this is the difference between Kamala and Trump's effect on the deficit. See the red? This is what Trump is. It's probably going to be worse than this now because
How did you
Trump,
know this? Harris didn't even run for. Harris ain't even president. How would you know what she's going to do to the deficit?
Her economic
That's
policy.
How I know your graphs are full of shit. That's how I know your graphs are full of shit.
That's
how can you predict what Harris is going to do to the deficit?
She had her policy written down. She had an 82-page
PDF.
she
had it written down. Hey, 4 years ago, she was going to ban GUNS. She was going to let illegals on healthcare. She did a lot of things. She was going to ban fracking 4 years ago, too. She had that written down, right?
She said she was against it, but no, she passed fracking.
She changed her mind, didn't she? She changed her mind when she wanted to run president. So what if she changed her mind after she got president, huh?
I got things that Trump changed his mind on too.
You don't think she's going to do that? Oh, you got things Trump changed his mind on too.
You seem really emotional. You all right?
No, you're just stupid.
Okay. Here's gonna
my
universal
healthcare. Tell me how much that's going to save on our budget.
Here, I'm going to show you what Democrats versus Republicans do with the budget and the deficit. So this is Bush. He came in, he increased the deficit. Clinton came in, reduced it. Bush Jr. came in, increased it. Obama came in, increased it even in a recession. And Trump came in and fucked it all the way up. Biden came in and decreased it again. You see how that works? See how Democrats are the only ones who do it?
What is that for? What is that for? The deficit, like we spend more than our budget allows?
Do you know what a deficit is versus the debt?
Yeah, you spend more than our budget allows. Yeah. So what about COVID?
Okay, COVID, half of Trump's deficit spending was COVID, only half. So he still did $4.4 trillion worth of spending that was outside of COVID. And Biden only did 2.2.
Well, Biden wasn't in the middle of COVID.
He actually got the brunt of COVID. He had the COVID recovery, which is the most expensive.
I don't really trust your graphs very much. I would rather talk politics.
Wait, you don't trust data now?
Well, I could show you some Republican Fox News graphs too.
Can you show me one about the deficit?
Well, I'm not going to argue that Trump didn't raise the deficit.
No, I say Republicans in general, they're horrible with the deficit. They're irresponsible.
Yeah, both are crooked.
No, I think Democrats are far better.
Oh, so tell me first of all, how is having universal health care? How is that gonna pay off the deficit?
We would have to increase taxes if we did that.
Okay, so we would have to increase taxes so much that we can afford to pay $3 to $4 trillion on universal health care.
Yes. So for instance, Kevin, most countries, they raise their taxes by about 10% on all people to pay for that. And Trump, for instance, raised it 10% for all goods you buy outside of America. You see how that's about the same? But he gave all of that money to rich people. He's not giving it to people who need health care.
Trump's tariff policy is good because he's about to lower taxes for people like me, the working class. He's going to
the tariffs are a tax, dude.
Yeah, exactly, and he's going to even it out by cutting our taxes. So that way,
your taxes are effectively going up with these tariffs.
No, they're not.
Yes,
It's gonna even out. He's gonna even it out. Prices are going up, which I haven't even seen a whole lot of prices go up. Nobody really has. But even though prices will go up a little bit, he's going to cut my taxes, so it's going to even out. And guess what? Trump's plan isn't going to hurt big business. Kamala Harris is going to tax big business.
Of course it is.
Trump's plan is going to help big business with tax cuts.
False.
How are you going to fund how are you going to fund a $3 to $4 trillion if you're not going to tax the rich?
I'm sorry. Only 30%. It's proven that only 30% of tax increases on big businesses are passed down to the customer, and that's an average. Meaning, like some companies would do 10%, some companies would do 60%. These taxes, these tariffs, almost 100% are going to be passed on to the consumer because they far exceed what would allow for you to eat in the cost of goods sold versus profit on each on each item you sell.
Okay, so what prices it went up on stuff? I haven't noticed anything.
We have a 3% increase right now on all goods, but
So
mostly
he put a
food,
14% tariff on
mostly
there. He's a
electronics.
14% annual tariff though that he put in place. So if you're
55.
telling me, oh, it's 55, and we've only, let's say you went way higher than me. So if it's 55% tariff and prices have only went up 3%, man, I'd say that's way better than what you just said
It
about corporate
takes
tax.
it takes a few months for this to hit, right?
Oh yeah, they've been saying that since he got in office. Yeah.
Uh-huh.
See, it's
But
whatever.
they've changed how many times since he's been in office?
They've changed a lot of different times. Still, you're saying it's at 55% and prices have only went up. See, nothing has happened so far, but he's going to lower taxes for the working class. So, are you on any kind of health care? Like, are you on private health care insurance?
Nope.
You're not on any kind of health care.
Nope.
Why aren't you on health care?
Because I don't want to be.
Okay, well, you're stupid. What happens if you go to the doctor's office, you got a bill? What are you going to do?
Trump just posted that we bombed Iran. The president, no new wars.
Oh, he did. Well, I'm sure is that breaking news?
Yeah.
Well, shit, we can't let him have a nuclear weapon.
Uh-huh. You're falling for that one again, huh?
Oh, what do you think? These are the people that did October 13th or October 7th or whatever you want to call it.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, these are bad people. I don't care if we wipe them out.
Hey, I got oceanfront property that I'm gonna sell you in Arizona. You want some?
I forgot what we were talking about a while ago. Something about yeah. We were talking about corporate tax rates. Yeah. So tell me how you going. Oh yeah, you're talking about your healthcare situation. Yeah, your healthcare situation. How you didn't have no insurance. You're not in poverty. Why don't you have no insurance?
Dude, that's personal, and what we need to talk about is
You're
like
stupid. You're dumb.
why is my health insurance your business?
Are you employed by somebody?
Why is my personal affairs your business?
Because if you have health insurance, you're not stupid, and you're probably employed, or you wouldn't be on TikTok doing this, or maybe you're not.
This is my job.
Oh, this is your job? Well, shit, you may not have any. You should be in poverty then. I don't know how you're not under the poverty rate. You should be able to go get Medicaid if this is your job.
Okay.
I mean, if you're on Medicaid, then I could see how you would love universal health care. But if you're not on Medicaid, it would be horrible for everybody.
That's not true.
How would it not be?
Because right now we pay twice as much as every other country with universal health care with worse outcomes.
See, I don't believe that.
It's just math. What do you mean you don't believe that?
No, health. There's no way that's possible.
Dude, there's a man in the middle of in between us and our healthcare. There are people in the middle of us and our healthcare making billions of dollars. We could not have that. We could take that out.
We spend more money on healthcare than any other nation by far.
And we have worse outcomes. Yes, some dude offering us insurance is making that money.
Bringing the government. See, you know what caused our problems in the healthcare system? The poor man that didn't have enough money. Sure, we got to help him out.
All right,
we got to help him out.
Or is it old people getting hundreds of thousands of dollars worth of care?
That too.
Or cancer patients.
So you're saying other countries don't have old people and cancer patients? They do,
but we have they have preventative health care. If you're somewhat sick, if something's just a little bit wrong, you don't wait 12 years to go. You get to go whenever you want.
So what's preventative health care? That's the problem. What are you
getting like a physical, like an annual physical, and catching something like, hey, you're diabetic. Did you know that?
The insurance can't do that. The insurance can't pay for that.
Nobody wants to do it. First of all, if you don't have insurance, there's 38 million people who don't have insurance right now in the United States.
Like you, and I'm asking, why don't they? I mean,
because it's expensive. Because it's like a $12,000 deductible, the $16,000 deductible, bro. I'm not doing that. You know how much money I would save? You know how much money I saved last year by not having insurance?
Well, you don't have an employer, so through an employer,
you know how much money? It's still that employer could have taken those monies that they would have paid towards my health insurance and paid me.
Wait, what is it? I mean, I don't understand why you don't have health care.
Okay, because my health care would be like $500 to $700.
Well, why?
Because I'm a 36-year-old white male.
And you have no health problems?
No.
I don't know about that.
Why would you say?
Whatever. But you're saying that people aren't going to go to the hospitals and get these preemptive care. or whatever because they're scared of doing it on their insurance.
Yes. Literally, if
What do you
you
mean?
look at Canada,
The
their
insurance
life
pays.
expectancy is 4 years longer than us because they're on universal health care. And for some reason, you guys fell for it. You guys have been propagandized by big corporate like medical that you guys are like so against it. You're like, no, I want to pay more for shittier health care. I want that. Give me that.
Okay. So what about Medicaid? People on Medicaid, you're saying they're scared to go to the doctor's office and abuse their Medicaid.
No, I'm saying people on
So
regular
what's the
insurance or
problem?
without
Hey,
insurance.
so the people on Medicaid, they're good. They're the best.
They're not the best. No, you're trying to straw man every
What are you
position I
talking
have.
about? You just said the people on Medicaid aren't scared of going to the doctor and getting checked out,
Dude,
right? That's what you just
it's
said.
not the best, is it?
But no, but you just said that people on Medicaid aren't scared to go to the doctor and get checked out, right?
Okay, and how many people? What percent of
So
our
what makes the
economy? What
people
percent of our
so what makes
population
the
is on
people
Medicaid?
private insurance scared? What makes the people on private insurance scared?
Because you still have to pay a copay, and you have a $12,000 deductible before it
The
even kicks
copay
in.
is like the copay is like $25.
Okay, but still, if they find something wrong, you don't even want to address it.
With private insurance, yes, you can.
No, you don't want to though,
If
because
you
you
have
have to meet your
cancer, you don't want
deductible.
to address
You're
it.
like, hey,
If you have
thanks for
cancer,
your
you don't
$20
want to address
copay,
it.
but here's an option for you. We
What?
have a medical procedure we want to do to fix your problems we found because you came to the doctor, and it's going to cost you $12,000 up front, and then the insurance will pay for the rest, even though you pay them $500 a
But
month.
that's not preemptive care, as you just talked about.
Yes, it is.
No, it's not,
So
because now they found something wrong with you. You were talking about people were scared to go get screenings. We just
yes,
discussed.
so the
people aren't scared to
screening
go get
only
screenings.
discovers the problem. Then there's
Yeah,
treatment.
but once you discover there's a problem, that's different. What you were saying is people were scared to go get physicals. We just discussed that people aren't scared to go get physicals.
I'm not
It only
saying,
costs $25.
dude,
So
you're so mad right now. Can you just calm down? You're
no,
making my
I'm just
cortisol
you're
levels
just
just
crazy.
fucking
You're
skyrocket,
crazy,
bro.
man. I don't understand. You're talking about preemptive. You're scared
I
about
didn't. It's not even preemptive, dude. It's called
Well, it's not.
preventative.
Preventative. I don't even know what the hell you're
Preventative
talking about.
care is
All
not
it
just
is,
a
it
health
don't work.
screening.
All it
Preventative
does,
care is not a health screening. Okay, it's
what
not
is
just a health screening.
well, what is it? A while ago you talking about a physical, a health screen. What are you talking? What is it
Yes,
then? What is
yes.
what is
Dude,
that? What are you talking about?
fucking calm down.
What is that?
Okay, so preventative healthcare would include after you get the screening. They say, hey, we found cancer very early. Come get it fixed. Or hey, you're fat. Let's put you on some sort of regimen or some sort of let's fix your thyroid. Let's put you on a bunch of medication that would have cost you a fucking fortune. Let's do that.
So you're saying under our current system, you've got people on private insurance, they get diagnosed with cancer, and they say, well, even though the insurance is going to cover, 75% of it, I don't care. I'm just going to die.
Yes.
That's so stupid.
Yes.
That's so stupid because the people
I
that are
haven't been to the
employed,
doctor
the
in like
people on
10
private
years.
insurance. Okay, so what about the people on Medicaid? What about them? What about them?
Okay, that only covers part of the country.
Okay,
What about
yeah.
the rest?
You're saying the people on private, they actually have money. They're not in poverty. Why can't they afford it?
Not all of them. Not all of them. The average American cannot afford a $400 emergency.
What are you talking? So you're talking about people in poverty? Those people
No,
on Medicaid.
the average American. That means like most of us. The middle of the road.
Most Americans can save up $400. You know that.
That's not the case.
You're saying most Americans can't save up $400 if it's life or death?
Correct.
You're stupid. If you say most Americans can't save up $400 to get a cancer operation, you're stupid. That's all I'm gonna say. All the people that follow him, he's stupid. Most Americans can save up $400 if it's life or death, especially if you're not in poverty, because then you got a car, don't you? Sell your car. Boom. You're not gonna die anymore. You're stupid.
Sell
You're
your car
dumb.
and your
Stupid.
means of going to work.
To
That's smart.
not die, yeah.
That's smart.
To not
Okay.
die, yeah.
Nobody's gonna.
I was
Nobody's.
just thinking of
There's
something.
there are very
sell your
few.
Xbox, sell your TV, sell your oven, sell your stove, sell whatever you need to have.
Kevin,
Most Americans can have $400.
many
You're
Americans report they would struggle to cover a $400 emergency expense with their savings. A significant portion of the population, around 37%, say they would not be able to pay for $400 expense using cash or readily available funds. You're asking. You would rather people sell their property to get health insurance or start a
the magic
GoFundMe
word.
than to do a program that works for
You said the
everybody.
magic word.
You would
First of all,
rather
they're
do
already
that.
on insurance. And we're not talking about people in poverty. Understand this.
You guys
We're not
don't
talking
care
people
about
in
Americans.
poverty.
You guys are not
No,
patriots.
no. You're talking about people that are not in poverty. First of all, if you're
37% of people most definitely counts people in poverty.
Wait, what do you think? What? No, they're on Medicaid. People in poverty on Medicaid. It's fine.
Okay. Okay. Do you think Medicaid just covers everything?
Yeah.
No, it doesn't.
What, okay, so you're saying, oh, okay. So what if you're poor, you've got no money? You say a Medicaid is going to deny you an operation?
Dog, they won't give you everything. No. If you have a $200,000 procedure, you think Medicaid pays for that?
If you have no money, yes, they have to.
Absolutely not.
No, Timfala passed in 1980s. You cannot deny anybody a life or death surgery.
No, yeah, like emergency surgery.
Okay, so it's emergency surgery if they're going to die, right?
Dude, yes, but that does not constitute
so
everything. What if you have a brain tumor? Do you think you're going to be granted brain tumor surgery? You think they're going to extract your brain tumor for free?
It's not for free. They're not going to do anything for free, but the insurance is going to pay for it. Medicaid is going to pay for it. See, Medicaid is different from private.
What about
insurance.
aftercare? Yeah, exactly. Listen, dude, you're so mixed up here, bud. Elizabeth, thank you for the $10.
I'm not mixed up. So you're talking about most Americans not in poverty, because if they're on poverty, they're on Medicaid, cannot afford a $400 medical procedure. That is just so wrong. You said the magic word. You said savings. You don't think if you give them a month or something, which all wait times last a month, especially in Europe, they're way longer than us in here.
$400 is not the saving grace, okay? It just means that they can barely even meet $400, and a lot of things cost a lot more than $400, my friend.
Well, it's not their situation. It's how they're spending their money. It's savings. They're not saving money.
Dude, you're insane.
No, what's the only way to get out of poverty? Can you tell me?
It's not savings. By being on a no. It's
savings. That's the only way to get out of poverty.
But what if you don't have any expendable income to save, bro?
Well, then you can get on Medicaid and problem solved.
Dude, you're insane.
Okay, we have my plan, which works perfect.
It does not work perfect. People here, the number one cause of like crippling debt here is medical debt. And you're going to say that's not the case?
Hold on. When I say perfect, it's perfect compared to your system.
No, it's not.
The healthcare system was perfect in the 1960s, and then we kind of started to mess it up. But now it's just a regular.
The number one cause of debt is medical debt. Did you know that? And you're saying that's not the case? Well, yeah, Medicaid's got everyone covered?
The government calls that. But I agree with
the government does that. What are you how did they? Dude?
Okay, in the 1960s, everything was fine in the 1960s. Do we agree? Nobody hardly had insurance.
No, what?
No, in the 1960s,
everything was fine in the 1960s? Dude, this guy. What the fuck?
Tell me what changed in 1965. Can you tell me?
What? Tell me. The Civil Rights Act?
Medicaid was introduced. And then after Medicaid was introduced, hospitals started to realize, hey, we can charge the government whatever the hell we want. And that's what happened.
Okay, so here's the problem. If we all came together and collectively bargained against the hospitals, against the medical, we can tell them what they can charge. That's how the other countries do it. So if instead of them gouging insurance companies $1,000 for MRI, we would say, hey, you can only charge $250, but guess what? You get all of us. You get all of us whenever you want us.
Okay,
that's how that works.
Two problems with that. I understand it's a good way of thinking in some ways, but there's two problems with that. First of all, you're hurting one of the biggest industries in the United States. We lead the world in healthcare. Second of all,
no, we don't. What? No, we don't.
Second of all, we're gonna get $3 to $4 trillion.
Did you know Cuba's ahead of us in healthcare? Did you know that?
Oh, come on, buddy. Cuba is ahead to us, and we lead the world in healthcare.
No, we don't.
Research. And research, hell yeah, we do. Everything we.
No, we don't. Not anymore. Not since Trump pulled us out of fucking all of those different international treaties.
Cuba.
No, absolutely
Cuba
not.
Leads us in healthcare. You're stupid.
Yeah, they do.
You're stupid. Cuba does not lead us in healthcare. Go to a doctor's office in Cuba and then go to a doctor's office in America. See which one's better. I mean, everybody with a common sense brain can say, yeah, I'd probably want to go to America.
Hey, look at this. Cuba consistently outperforms the U.S. in several key health metrics, particularly in areas like infant mortality and life expectancy. How are they better?
Which metrics do they outperform?
How are infant mortality, life expectancy, meaning they take care of their people better? Even though they're poor, how does that work?
There's a different. That's not what I'm talking about. I'm talking about care. I'm talking about. Well, you're talking about life expectancy. Those people live a little bit different than we do.
Okay.
Whatever, but everybody knows Cuba is not better than America. Everybody in the comments, they know Cuba's healthcare is not better than America's. And if they don't, then go to Cuba.
It's more efficient, more effective in achieving positive healthcare outcomes for its population.
Oh yeah, go to Cuba and then go to Cuba and then go to the doctor's office and then go to America and go to the doctor's office. So I don't understand why you. I mean, that's just
I would love
stupid.
to.
What you would love? You would rather go to a Cuba doctor's office?
Yeah, dude, even Israel, who we send
Oh
billions
my
of dollars,
God,
have universal health
this
care, and we
guy's
don't.
crazy. Okay, so let's say let's say we get universal health care. We raise our budget by $3 to $4 trillion. What do you think happens after
It wouldn't
that?
do that. We would increase our taxes.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. We have to. Where do we gonna get all that money from?
Like, instead of putting a 10% tariff on all the goods we buy, we just put it on
That's
our
not gonna
income,
get us there.
and there
No,
you go.
Trump don't want to pass. Trump don't want to pass universal health care. So that's not what Trump's trying to do. Don't relate
Well,
tariffs with this. That's not even close. You're saying you want to tax investors. You want to tax the people who run
oh,
the
those
country.
poor investors? Oh,
Okay, so why
man.
don't they go invest somebody else? Why don't they go invest somewhere else?
Because we're the richest country on earth, we have all the consumers they want to
Okay,
cater to.
okay. So right now America's corporate tax rate is in the upper quartile. It's kind of competitive. What if we raise it up? What if it becomes
Uh,
not competitive?
it's
Why don't,
crazy. It's
wouldn't you
crazy.
say?
So
Wouldn't you
if
say
you move,
investment would go somewhere else?
like some might, but some won't. So
Okay, so we're gonna have universal health care. Investment's going to leave our country. Billionaires are going to leave our country. So real wealth is going to leave. Also, investment is going to go way down.
thank God.
And guess what? And the
Thank God.
corporations are going to pass that down to the consumer in a lot of ways. You done said it. You said it was 30%. So tell me, we got all this. We did all this stuff. We hurt our country, hurt our investment, hurt our billionaires, hurt our investors. But guess what? We got
Listen, I
universal.
know you're sticking up for the
We
small
got
man, the
universal
small
health care.
billionaire, but if they
They
want
run
to
our
leave
country.
and they want to lose
Because they
all of
run
the
our
U.S.
country.
market, dude, you are just steamrolling. If they want to leave and just and lose all of the U.S. market, they're more than welcome to.
Oh, you're saying they're more. See, that's the reason why I vote for Trump. Trump would never say that. Trump would say, "Please come here and do business with us." That's what you
Yes,
need to
we
do.
know.
It's
And
gonna be
for
okay. So tell me
for
tell me
every
the
one
con.
job that Republicans make, Democrats make 50.
Oh yeah, tell me the con. Tell me the con of having a billionaire come over here and do business in our country. Tell me one con. Mr. Smart Guy, you're
Okay.
president. You're gonna deny him away. Tell me one con.
Okay, so if a billionaire comes here, rather than enabling like the lower class to be entrepreneurs and to create business and accrue wealth, that would basically push all of these other people out of business. So if Walmart came and parked a store next to all of these mom and pop shops and put them all out of business, and one person got rich rather than a bunch of families got rich, I think that's bad.
Well, you know why Walmart pushed them small businesses out of the way, don't you? Because they
Why?
did it cheaper. So people got their things
In fact,
cheaper.
they're
So
so big that they're able to make a loss on their items until those businesses
exactly.
go out of
That's why they
business.
did it. That's capitalism. But guess what? The
Yeah, I know.
people get the
You're a
cheapest price.
bootlicking billionaire lover. I get it.
So you want to be a socialist? So you're a socialist?
No,
So what are you then?
I'm a capitalist, but
You're
I
8
believe
billion.
I believe in
You're
checks and
capitalist.
balances, and I believe in social safety nets in
So what do you
capitalism.
think we should do? So what do you think we should do?
I think we should say, hey, if you want to sit behind the largest military on earth, and you want to be if you want to be catered
Oh,
to
you think
with the
investment? You
largest
think investors
consumers
care
on
about
earth,
that?
you can sit here and park your ass right here, or you can go to the Cayman Islands and we'll tax you even more. We will
What
close
if
that
they say?
loophole.
Well, what if they say, hey, let's go. We're going to go do business with Britain.
Good, good. The British people
Good.
don't have nearly as much money as we do to buy things from them.
It's not always about consumers.
It
It's not
absolutely
always.
is.
No, it's not. It's a lot about investment, and you can ship things across the world.
Investment. Dude, all you care about is one dude making a bunch of money rather than like the whole
Everything
of
we've
us
argued
making
about
more.
is just because you want universal health care.
Yeah, I know. God bless. I want everybody. Dude, use your brain.
Everybody
If
can
if
get
people in
healthcare.
other countries are spending half as much and getting better results, what is wrong with you, dude?
I don't believe that. I don't buy
It's
that.
literally the truth. They're living
No,
longer.
I don't. They're
Track
living
this with
longer.
data.
With data.
Yes.
Well, I don't believe it because our health. We lead the world in healthcare.
No, we
lead the world
don't.
in healthcare.
Why do you
We
you
spend
just
the
say
most
that?
money. We spend the
Are
most
you
money
so
in
bamboozled
healthcare.
that you think that we're
We
the best?
spend the most money in healthcare out of any other country in the world.
Yes, we do. We do. And guess what? We
Okay.
get worse. We get
So what's the
worse things
problem?
back
So
because
what's the
people,
problem?
there are a few people getting more rich and people aren't getting better.
We
That's the
spend
problem.
more money. So we spend more money out of any other country in the world. You're saying we need to spend more money.
No, we need to spend less. We would spend less, dude. You fucking silly goose.
$3 to $4 trillion government money we're gonna
Yeah,
spend less.
imagine if every person
I don't believe
on
that.
U.S. soil stopped sending money to their medical providers and they sent that money to the government instead for them to pay the medical providers. That would be the same thing, right? You're forgetting about that.
So what's the budget we got for Medicaid this year? I think it's around 800 billion, and that
Probably.
covers what? That covers a quarter of the population. Anybody that can do math says
Yeah,
800
collective
billion,
bargaining. When we come
800 billion,
together and we do things like
800
put a
billion.
cap on insulin for $35 for people on Medicaid, that's called collective bargaining. We can
Trump
do
said
that
he
with
wants to do
everything.
that. Trump said he wants to do that. So I don't know why you.
Joe Biden did it. He passed it through Congress, unlike Trump.
Trump wants to do it with every pharmaceutical.
Well, I wish him luck.
The most favored nation.
Isn't that socialism? Aren't you guys against that?
Well, no, it's not. It's using the country as power. It's using the country as a bargaining chip. It's saying, hey, you can't charge him.
That's good. W socialism, chat. W socialism.
That's not socialism. Tell me how that's socialism.
It's literally where the workers own the means of production, and we would all use it. We would collectively bargain. It's literally socialism, bro.
All it is saying, hey, what do you charge Mexico? Charge us that same price. That's all it is.
You can't. That's socialism. That's you're literally controlling the markets. Aren't you guys all about free market capitalism?
Hey, if you want to control foreign markets, go ahead. Just not here. Not
foreign. That doesn't. All they're going to do is raise prices on foreign markets, if that's even going to take effect.
Wait. You're saying so they passed the most favored nation. You're saying they're going to raise prices on other countries?
You're talking about an executive order, dude.
No. I'm saying if they make the most favored nation policy when it comes to pharmaceuticals, you're saying that's just going to raise the price for other countries?
Yes, in some instances, maybe even most, they're just going to raise prices in other countries and not lower them here. Yeah.
Oh, so what's wrong with that?
I don't know. It's not going to help us.
No, but yes, it is.
How's that going to help us?
Because those pharmaceutical companies are here, right? Most of them, they're making it here.
Okay, and a handful of people are going to get more rich. Yay!
These other countries that put price controls.
It doesn't mean that your prices for pharmaceuticals go down.
No. But what about Cuba? You saying their healthcare was so great? So you said Cuba pays.
They're more efficient.
Less.
They don't allow extreme wealth and greed in between people and their healthcare.
So what is Cuba going to do when these prices go up for pharmaceuticals and other things? What are they going to do?
I don't know. Maybe they just continue buying them from fucking China.
They buy our pharmaceutical drugs.
Okay, and they also buy a lot from China, dude.
Okay, so you're saying China's pharmaceutical drugs are better than the United States?
Yes, they make a lot of things we don't make. Yes, that's
They're
yes.
Not better than the United States.
They make all of the antibiotics. They make all of the yes.
Cuba's healthcare is not better than the United States.
They are in literally every metric. I'm sorry, prove me wrong.
Okay, go to Cuba then. What does Cuba do that's worse than us as far as government goes? You think we should just be communist? Just go ahead and be communist.
If we look at some country that you think is like objectively worse than us, but they're performing better than us in a certain way, we should say, hey, how do y'all do that? And we should copy them.
Well, whatever they're doing, they're not spending $3 to $4 trillion, are they?
Yeah, but they also don't have nearly as many people. So all you do is look at the price tag. You don't consider how many people in our population, they're taxpayers.
You price gouge and tell doctors and offices what they can and cannot charge, and you're going to cause a lot of doctors' offices and hospitals to go out of business.
Oh my God, dude! No, they're not. You think the military-industrial complex went out of business when we started funding them?
You're going to hurt investment. You're going to do a lot of things to our healthcare industry when it's simply not needed. You're also going to tax billionaires. You're going to tax our biggest investors that create the most jobs.
They don't need more money to create jobs. That's a lie.
Billionaires run the country. We should be.
Dude, I know you're a simp for billionaires. But I've been working for myself for a long time. I don't need a billionaire to give me a job.
You don't have no health care insurance. Oh, you're so successful. I got health care and you don't. So you're so successful. See, I get my health care insurance from my employer. So billionaires, they create the jobs. They made our nation so great. And now you want to say, go away, billionaires. Let's tax the hell out of you.
W. Jennifer for the $40 for the kick. Much love from Jason and Jennifer. Thank you. God damn, dude. They get rich off of us. They're predators. This guy's out there, he doesn't give a fuck about American citizens. He cares about rich people. He wants those 1,000, 2,000 billionaires to get a little bit richer. That's all that Republicans care about. Billionaires do not make our jobs. Exactly. Look at the news. U.S. strikes Iran. U.S. strikes. Yeah, we're welcome to the party, y'all. U.S. military conducted airstrikes on Iran's nuclear facilities in Fordow. After announcing, why does it say Sunday? Oh, that local time. Okay. Said he would deliver an address to the nation at 10 p.m. The Trump's decision to intervene directly in support of Israel's efforts marks a historic escalation in the Middle East. Guys, the man of no new wars. Here he is. It's an intervention fraught with risk and uncertainty, one that Trump and many of his predecessors had sought to avoid, including through diplomacy with Iran. The attack, which came on the ninth night of the unprecedented war between Israel and Iran, could provoke retaliation from Tehran against U.S. troops and military installations across the region. Trump met with his national security team in the White House Situation Room on Saturday evening. An Israeli official said Israel was notified by the Trump administration in advance of the U.S. strikes in Iran. Another senior Israeli officer told Axios and B-2 stealth bombers were used for the strike. We have completed our very successful attack on 3 nuclear sites in Iran, including Fordow, Natanz, and Esfahan. All planes are now outside of Iran airspace. Trump wrote this on his Truth Social account. A full payload of bombs was dropped. Oh, God, here we go. We have completed our very first successful attack on 3 nuclear sites in Iran, including Fordow, Natanz, and Isfahan. All planes are now outside the Iran airspace. A full payload of bombs was dropped on the primary site, Fordow. All planes are safely on their way home. Congratulations to our great American warriors. There is not another military in the world that could have done this. Now is the time for peace. Thank you for your attention to this matter. Oof. Guys, I agree. This is all Biden and Kamala's fault. Calling for peace after an act of war, yeah. Yep. Love it. Chat, if you're a Trump supporter and you want to debate, hop in the box and tell me why you like Trump. Guys, if you think Iran, if this ends here, you're sadly mistaken. Iran is not alone. They have friends. They have allied countries who are very rich. Yeah. Boot up, MAGA. Boot on up. Fat and the Furious. China and Russia have said they would defend Iran if needed. He promised to end the 2 wars, and now there's 3. Very well said. What are we going to do with y'all? What are we going to do with y'all, MAGA? Re-education camps for all of you. Did Congress approve this? No, there's like a period, like a grace period, for the beginning of a conflict till the to like I think it's like a few hundred days where the president's allowed to take action unilaterally. It's 30 days. 30 days sounds right. Have I served? Yeah, but not how you think. I served 12 years in PUBG, guys. Thank you, Zero. Do you think someone will strike us back? I don't know. Oh, yeah, I got you, Nicole. My blood pressure okay? Yeah, it's doing all right. PUBG's hard time. Thank you. Yeah, we lost a lot of good men out there. Chad, if you're a Trump supporter, you want to debate, hop in the box. Come tell me why you like the orange man. Why is your brain not good? Sidebar liking this shirt. I appreciate you. Hello?
Hello? Hello?
What's up? Are you a Trump supporter?
Yep.
What do you like about Trump?
I just wanna take you there. Oh, this.
All right. That was cringe. Wait, let him stay. Was that Beebs? We'll never know. Fordeaux is gone. I'll take the nukes now, please. Right. That could have ended the war. Right? Trump could have heard that and thought to himself, why is there fighting in the world? Why are we doing this? I did get coffee. I appreciate you. Yeah, I saw that, Robbie. There is no box. It's the request button. It's right here. How old are you, kid? 20, 24. 24. There's no request button? What the fuck? All right, I'm going to turn on the Google voice number. There's no button. What the fuck? Bring up my alt account? One sec. One sec. Let's just do this. If you're a Trump supporter, call this number right here. if you want to debate. Button, Kenneth got in the box. Nicole got in the box. Someone said car fart, dude. Chill. Yeah, the number isn't on TikTok. I don't put the number on TikTok. I put it on YouTube. Can I ring from Great Britain? Greetings from an old grandma in Norway. She says, "You're a pretty boy." Monkey17, thank you so much. Have you guys seen that clip of Trump just like fucking foaming at the mouth, like drooling saliva when he's speaking, talking about Obama, how he's such a weak person that he would have been able to diplomacy his way out of a conflict with Iran, and that he's just doing it to get reelected. And here's Trump going, "Listen, this is the best way to do it, even though my own director of national intelligence says there are no nuclear, they do not have enough enriched uranium, even though all of Congress says that there's not enough enriched uranium for a weapon. I know better than all of them. By the way, we did not even try we did not even try to negotiate, just straight up went to bombing." Yeah, I saw that. Yep, he struck Iran, guys. He struck Iran. She came out saying the news lied about what she said. Oh no. This music is hilarious. Guys, I haven't had anybody call in. Did I miss the call? Guys, call the phone number on the screen if you guys want to debate. Remember what I previously said, Obama will someday attack Iran in order to show how tough he is. Trump eats his own words every other day. It's so embarrassing. It's so embarrassing, dude. There's an actual video of him saying this.
our president will start a war with Iran because he has absolutely no ability to negotiate. He's weak and he's ineffective.
Oof. Oof. Constant projection is right, Jamie. Invite Trinity Austin up. She's got a lot to say. Yeah, I know. I know. Bless her heart. We will watch. We will watch that Trump's address live here if you guys want to watch it with me. Biden can't even say his sentence. All right, Travis. Tax returns go to Tel Aviv, right? Yes to watching live. Yeah, we'll do that. We need emotional support. I got y'all. Me too. For if I'm being real, y'all. If I'm being real. Guys, can we tap the screen? Can we do like 50K? We're kind of short on views tonight. I dare y'all to help me out with that. I saw that. Yeah, our planes are in safe airspace now. That's fine. Whatever. What does this do for his Nobel Peace Prize application? uh. Oh God. Someone says you have 112 viewers, guys. The amount of viewers I have on TikTok is right here. It's a little more than YouTube. By the way, chat, if you guys want to watch me on YouTube, that is one of the better ways to watch me. If you guys want to follow me on YouTube, just in case this app ever goes away, this is where you'll find me. Coffee, cream, and sugar took 42% in the last poll, guys. You're a bunch of sissies. Drink your coffee black. You sissy. You pansy. What does MAGA? MAGA is gagged means? MAGA has run out of ways to defend the Trump presidency, in my opinion. They've run out of ways. They can't say it's the economy. They can't say it's because he's a peaceful leader. They can't say because he's a good leader. They can't say it's because he's less corrupt now. There's really nothing you can say. They're just angry that they don't have any good excuses anymore, so they just do personal attacks. Magagged. Love that. How much should we spend for it? I don't know. Probably a couple million. I just escaped the age of the draft. 36, y'all. W's in the chat. Dodge that shit like the Matrix. That'd kill my ego. Okay. I mean, I could join if I wanted to. I could enlist. But yeah, I'm not that fucking stupid. Hello. Hello, is this a Trump supporter?
This is a Trump supporter.
Okay, what do you like about Trump?
Well, there's a lot of things I like about Trump. I mean, I think he's had a good set of policies historically. I like his foreign policy.